Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Notes hit strong, low-key smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. I literally had to plug the mic in, like during the intro. I forgot the mic, so if you can't hear me, that's my bad. So I can already tell chat's been popping off in there. A couple people in there. We got Tron Jones in the chat. Says, "Yo, what's up, people?" Bourbon Daddy says, "I'll help Caterpillar." What are you helping with? Caterpillar Gang says, "Duck race, cuck race, stuck race." Okay. Christian says, "Cheers." Call me old fashioned. Happy Friday. Let's go. You guys, you're having your own conversation. I'm not going to read all that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. Glad to have you. If you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new. But I said we weren't going to do too many hangout streams. We're going to do a hangout stream. I did get Sazerac 90 proof, right? Going back to the early stages of Sazerac rye. Why? Because I can't find the full proof or the 100 proof. Disappointing, I know. But I figured this would be a good test because I've been drinking the other two a lot. I haven't picked up one of these since the 100 proof came out. So it's kind of, I'm curious to see, like, is it that much, less desirable? Or is it about the same and I'm getting caught up in the proof? You know what I mean? Because again, like a lot of times I drink it in a whiskey ginger, which we're going to do. But I'm also going to try it neat because, professional. Be professional. So, see, I'm messing up already. I dropped the damn cork. Every time I buy a bottle of Saz, though, I always forget that they have the cocktail on the back that I keep saying I want to make. It's called Sazerac. And I never have any of this stuff, right? You need a half ounce of Sazerac rye, full-proof whiskey, actually, now it says on there. That's new. It must be the same label for the back of this as the other ones. 1 cube sugar, 3 dashes of bitters, and a half or a quarter ounce of herb saint and a lemon peel. What in the heck is that, dude? Oh, we got bots? Nice. That's cool. Always, we're getting big time when we get bots, Again, ladies and gentlemen, we did just hit 4,000. So I appreciate everybody that is subscribing. Welcome to the channel if you are new. Apparently we made it. We got bots now. I don't know what it was saying, but Caterpillar says, my next road trip will be to Alabama. Taking my sister with me? What the fuck? Jesus. I will say the nose on the Saz 90 proof compared to the other two, I definitely, like, from a beginner standpoint, a lot more approachable. Maybe it's not a bot, but he subscribed, so he'll be here when we go live. Is it Spanish or something? Am I not reading it properly? He subscribed and I just banned him. Now I feel bad. If that's Spanish, somebody let me know. I can't read that. Not as good as the full proof. Not as good as the 100 proof. It's a good thought, though, right? I used to have this just kind of like sitting on the shelf, and then the 100 proof came out, and I ran to the store quicker than shit. By the time the full proof came out, I got it fairly quick. I even got a backup, and I drank both of those. I probably went through two of the 100s and 2 of the full proofs. I drink a lot of rye, but this is just a lot more lighter, a lot more approachable. Definitely a beginner style rye whiskey. Buffalo Trace don't miss on that, but man, it's just not. I like the oomph. I'm weird with the ryes, right? Because before I didn't even like rye. It wasn't my thing. You know, I was more of a just give me bourbon, right? Give me bourbon, give me whiskey. I'll stay away from the rye. And then, I don't know, a year ago or so, I switched to liking ryes a little bit more at times. But the only way I really like ryes is just like ridiculously high proof. Like I like the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof ryes, mainly because they're like 130, and you could use that for anything. Now, some people get mad when you use it in a cocktail, but let's give it to the real test, because again, if it's good in a whiskey ginger, it's all I really give a shit about. Christian says, "Bro, that's drunk pig Latin." Christian, I mean, should I not have banned him? Should I bring him back? Tron Jones says, "I like the spiciness in ryes." Me too. I'm big. I like two things. Like that's like a must for me in a lot of ryes. One, I want it to be spicy. I want it to have a really like spicy finish. And I like it to have like a little bit of mint in there. Jack has both of those, so that's why I think I really like the Jack. Not the Faith says, "What's a good Riz line to ask my crush out for Valentine's Day?" Hey, does this smell like chloroform? I have no fucking idea, bro. I've been married for like 4 years. I wouldn't even know what to do, bro. iRock in the chat says, "Hey team, everybody say happy early birthday to iRock." Porky in the chat says, "Hey room, cheers. The camera setup is choice." Hey, I appreciate that. The camera setup's good. I'm looking crispy. I got a haircut. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I need a good Riz line for tomorrow. Where are you going? Outback? Caterpillar likes Outback, by the way, guys. That's not like a shot at Outback. I could go for like a bloomin' onion. We don't really do Valentine's Day over here too much. Like, you know, I'll get our anniversary is in like a week, so we usually just like hold off. But I got her a couple things from like the kid they give to her. But we don't go out to eat. We usually cook in on Valentine's Day and then just celebrate a week later. Not they said I tried saying it's 8 inches and thick, but she called my bluff. You can't. That's too much of a reach, bro. She's gonna instantly be like, "Prove it." Touche. The way you can see the bottles are nice. Yeah, I got a little lazy though. I'm gonna take the comment, the compliment, but I didn't change the settings. I let my kid play with my camera earlier. The settings he messed with, because normally you can see him just a little bit better, but I forgot to change the f-stop on it, so it's a little bit more blurrier. I'm picky, bro. I'm picky about my cameras. Wash hands. Happy birthday, iRock. I don't. Maybe I'm too much of a proof whore at this point. I didn't used to be. I used to be a 90 proof type of guy. I love the 90 proofers, but I'm not like drinking this. Like it will get drank. Like don't get me wrong, it's not bad. I'm not trying to say it's bad. But part of the whiskey ginger thing that I like so much is I like it to be spicy. I like it to punch you in the face. Mainly because I don't want to sit there and like a lot of people like Jack and Coke, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I like drinking it with the single barrel proof because I don't have to drink as many. Higher proof, stronger cocktail. I don't have to slam it down because I don't like drinking all the soda and stuff. I'm cracking the Stag full proof 125 tomorrow. Can't wait. It's phenomenal, bro. Goes toe to toe with the Jack, but it slips a little bit. Don't let me get crazy. Me saying that out loud just made me go, It is my second favorite. Let's put it like that. The Jack is obviously. Can you guys hear me all right? Is the mic too low? I put the mic down here today. The Jack Daniel's single barrel proof ryes, number 1. Not the father. Just subscribe. That's incredible name. Incredible name. threw me off. Oh, the Jack's number one. Sazerac Rye Full Proof is phenomenal, and it's phenomenal for the price. That's why I would put it in the category with the Jack, just simply based off of like Jack's still like on a good sale, 65, 75 bucks. The Sazerac Rye Full Proof is like 50 bucks or less. I've seen it as high as 50, but you can get it for like 45 on average. So iRock says, not Stag, just a Saz. Yeah. Did you get Stag or something? I'm confused. I said Saz. I may have said Stag. Chris says the Saz 90 gets more harsh and tannic as it opens up. Possibly. I did have my other bottle for a while. Like it was one of those ones that sat on the shelf because I didn't go to as much, and I liked it more as it went on. I just figured that was like my palate adjusting to rise. The Sazerac Rye Full Proof and the 100 Proof open up and just are phenomenal. I wouldn't know what it would look like on those to open up, not other than just opening the bottle, but because those bottles didn't last. Not to be confused with not the mama. Ryan has entered the chat. Ryan, welcome. Happy Friday. Glad to see you. Eric says, I'm digging the Jack Heritage right now. Got it. 100 proof, but so good. A lot of people, I may try that here in a minute. I haven't had it in a couple weeks, month. I don't know how long it's been. A lot of people said like it gets better the more it opens up, in a sense, now that we're talking about it. Because I liked it, but that's not what I want when I go to Jack. Like I like it a lot, and it did win a blind too. So maybe it's just bias on me, but yeah, let's pull that over. Tron says, not the father should walk around with Murray introducing him. That sounds like a Halloween costume if I ever heard it. Burns Night by ASW was really good. Was it? I haven't had it. I hear a lot of people liking the ASW stuff lately. Like a lot of people have been getting it more. Yeah, IRX says, bro, I snagged the Saz 125 for 40. That's what I mean. Like, it's possible to get at 40. At least here, I can't say it. Like, I got it for 45 twice, and I saw it for 50. I passed it on when it was 50 just because I already had one. But if you're able to get 125 proof, solid rye, uses the same mash bill and everything like that as Thomas Handy. I've never done it, so I can't speak on it, but I've seen a couple of videos. They could have been lying though, of people picking the Saz 125 over the Thomas Handy and blinds. To me, part of me still goes like, that's crazy, but you never know. But even if it comes close, 40 bucks versus like a shit ton, that's another reason why I think it kind of stacks up against with the Jack, just based off of it's almost half the price. It did open up a little bit more. It's not as it's still a little oaky, but it's not as like oak toasted on the nose. Like it tamed down a little bit. A little bitter harsh on the palate now. A little strange. $100 proof. I'm looking for the bottling date. I'm not blind, guys. If this is like smudged off. Bottle entry in 2017. I can't see the bottling date. I'm just curious of how long it's been in the actual bottle. It's newer, right? We got it like this year, I believe. Or last year. Shit, have we had it a while? Irox says, and I don't know it till I got home, but the wife hunted down a Saz 125 for me because she knew I wanted it. She's been killing the hunts lately. That's always good. When you're working as a team to hunt down some good bourbon, that's cool though. Then you got two, and you can ship me one. Happy birthday. What sucks for like around here, the Saz 125 proof and the 100 proof was like zooming. It was all over the shelves. at one point, and I was like, I felt a little encouraged that I was going to be able to find it more often. Not the case. After I got that second backup, I knew I should have bought two. I literally was like, I should buy two. It's right here, and I was like, oh, I'll save it. Let somebody else get it. You know, I was being too nice because I haven't seen it since. Caterpillar says, Ira, can your wife find me a couple BTAC lineups by tomorrow? Thanks. Oh, didn't know. Yeah, you got me. You were trying to mess with me. I get it. I was trying to figure it out, but I'm a little dyslexic, guys. I say it's what it is. So if you type it wrong, there's no way I'm saying it right. Maybe I didn't pour enough. I felt like I poured enough. Actually, good. Yeah, I poured it spot on. Let's see if I go a little heavier. Just a little dash. See if that changes any. Because I like the whiskey. That's all I really drink anymore. Off stream is like a whiskey ginger or just straight neat. Christian says he hasn't seen the 100 or the full proof in New Jersey yet. Damn, bro. Straight poverty. That sucks, though, because both are great. Like, if you like the Saz 90, you'll like the 100 proof. The 10 proof point bump did make a difference. A little bit more punchy on kind of every level, but it wasn't drastic. But the price isn't that much different. The full proof is a full jump, pun intended. Proof is massively different. Spice is massively different. Everything was just better about it. I'm honestly surprised that it's priced at like $40. Easily they could have got away with it. Like easily could have got away with 60 with how other things are priced now. But I do think it's almost like a marketing tool in my opinion of what they're doing. They ship out this 100 proof, they ship out the 125 proof, and it makes people like me buy the 90 proof when I can't find it because I wasn't going to buy another 90 proof. I just wanted to do the test, and I can't. I've been obsessed with Rise lately, so I just wanted it. Iraq says we hit Evan Williams, Peerless, Pursuit, Mictors, Green River today. Hell yeah! Sounds like you barely were walking. Maiko hit up Jimmy Beam, and Four Roses tomorrow. Hell yeah! I know you like Jim Beam, but Four Roses sounds like a good time. I also like going to Woodford's. I think Woodford's just released a couple of distillery releases. You might want to check on that. That might be good. John says New Jersey struggle type shit. Chris said third world type shit. Iraq says, Tux, I'm still hunting the Eagle Rare 17. That's a need before I croak. Me too. It's like one of the few, like, I feel like I'm going to overhype it up in my head. So by the time I get it, it's just like, huh, okay. But it's one of those ones I do really want to. It's not punchy enough. Like, this is too, like, mellow sweet to, for me to, like, be in love with it type shit. So it's good. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. But if I had a preference, I'm getting the other two by far. I mean, if I had a preference at this point, I probably would pick up the Jack over this one. Like, I'd spend the extra couple bucks rather than getting this. I'll just go get the Jack. I fucked up. Can we add anything else in it, though? Like, is it even worth playing around with it now? Or am I about to fuck my drink up? About to fuck my drink up. So this is the Heaven Hill grain to glass 123 proof. This has been like I'm not going to say a good substitute, but like a decent substitute. Mainly because it's proof. It's got a little bit of spice, but it also is fairly sweet. I feel like that's not going to do anything. There was nothing left. I don't know why I did that either. Kind of saved it a little bit. I think it's too much water in there now, and I'm not going to waste another soda on it, but Iraq says Woodford's too far out there, lol, and Buffalo Trace isn't worth the drive anymore. They started announcing the lineup for the week, and then the lines are fucking stupid as shit now. His words. I mean, I get that. I mean, I guess like if you wanted to go to Buffalo Trace, you'd want to be able to pick up all of it. Like if you're just going for one or hoping for like a miracle, probably not as worth it anymore. But if you wanted like Blanton's, Eagle Rare, Weller, Sazerac, usually full proof is what I've been seeing. I've been seeing them drop a lot of Antique 107 there as well. So, but like if you needed one of everything, then it make a lot more sense to go try and fight that. But if you're just needing like a Blanton's, maybe not worth it. Proof Chaser says, I've not been able to find the Saz full proof, and I hunt everywhere. This isn't the full proof. I have had one. Like I have all the other bottles. Let me pull them over, because that way I don't have to keep saying I had it. I can just say I drank it. But now it looks like I killed 2 more bottles. I do like how the 100 proof is in the liter, so it's bigger. But again, it's the 90's not even like remotely on the level of the other 2. The full proof, oh, that's funny. I thought so on the back of the Sazerac full proof, it does say like Sazerac full proof for this cocktail. But on the liter, which this bottle happens to be one that I got before the full proof came out, and it just says it needs Sazerac rye whiskey. But now on this new one, the new 90 proofer, it says you need Sazerac rye full proof whiskey. So it's like almost they're advertising their own full proof. So if they could just put it on the shelves, it would be good. Hunt Ready says, what's up, man? Been a minute since I checked into one of your live feeds. Hunt Ready? Well, I appreciate it, bud. Welcome to the stream. We're about to get real reckless, it feels like. Feels like one of those kind of nights. Chris says, lost cause man. Lost cause, man. Let it go. Oh, the Buffalo Trace. Eagle 17 is solid, but how does it stack up against Fireball Blazing Apple? I still didn't fix my comments. That's on me. I was going to pull that over. Iraq says, yeah, we got 107 everywhere here now. I still haven't got one. So let it get down here. The issue with the Florida stuff, though, is all Weller products are ran through the ABC. Like, it's not a state-ran store. It's just a chain store. And they release it through their ABC Vault, which is like kind of like a lottery thing with points. So Proof Chaser said, I did find a batch 18 Stag the other day on the shelf for $99 and picked it up. Picked up a Buccaneers 13 Hazmat in my video on the other day. I'm excited to crack those. The Buccaneers stuff has been, I'm hearing it's phenomenal. It's been a little pricey to me though, to pull the trigger. Mainly because the single barrels that were around here were saying it was buff turkey. I didn't believe them. So Caterpillar says duck race. What are we duck racing for, bud? Tron says, must be nice, Iraq, to be close enough to drive to all those distilleries. Nah, don't let him fool you. He's bragging about it now, but when it was snowing, he was crying in the Discord. So he's like, try and move to Kentucky. No, I'm sure it would be nice, bro. He's like 5 minutes from Kentucky Bourbon Festival. He doesn't have to travel for all this shit. Meanwhile, like I have to like drive 18 hours to get there. I fucked it up. I fucked the cocktail up. Hot trash now. That's my bad. I wanted to try, I don't know where I saw it. I'd be doom scrolling sometimes at night on like the bourbon channels, just trying to like say hi to people. right? Check out their content. To be, be social. And I saw somebody put Frey Ranch and Coke, and they said it was the best cocktail ever, or something like that. And I was like, I had both of those. I could try that. Tron says, in the great state of Texas, close as you can be to heaven without dying. If you live near still Austin, then you're close enough. Because I'd love to get a lot of their distillery only releases, but that's like a 14, 15-hour drive for me to get there. So I'll never do it. Proof Chaser says, I went to Sprayberry in Atlanta. If you go through there, you have to stop. They have a crazy single barrel selection. Okay, well, no. I try not to drive through Atlanta. And if I do, I try to get through it as quickly as possible. But I will say, it's not 95. Let me look it up real quick. I'll find it. What's the damn road? On Highway 75, when you drive from Florida up or down, whatever you want to do, basically either from Florida to Atlanta or Atlanta to Florida, whichever way you want to work it, that strip has a ton of liquor stores within like 2 minutes off 95. All of them fairly decent. That's when like Eagle Rare was still kind of scarce here, but Eagle Rare everywhere. A lot of the allocated stuff just sitting there on shelves. There were some stores that was museums, granted, but a lot of them was selling everything either near or at MSRP, which was really cool. I only ran into like one store that was like a point store, and says, "Oh, well, technically Marietta." Okay, yeah. So we're like talking same area. Yeah, bro. I literally when I drove up last year sometime for a wedding in North Carolina, so I bourbon hunted on the way up, trying to wait out the traffic in Atlanta, and it just got worse. So I mean, I guess I could have waited till midnight, but I wasn't doing that. So, have you ever tried Michter's? Of course, I've tried Michter's. I still have one Michter's up there. They're just the bourbon, but not the rye. I need the rye. Christian says the 90 days foolproof. The foolproof says use the 90. Their marketing scheme is diabolical, bro. You're telling me it's a pyramid scheme. Yeah, but I was surprised because, like, obviously this has to be a new label, but I also thought it was like the same label from the foolproof. It's not, because the one on the foolproof is blue, and the one on the 100 proof is like, it looks similar, but this is, yeah. I don't know why it's not coming up like that. It looks darker, but this one's actually lighter than this one. Maybe it's the alcohol in it. That's probably it. It's probably the same. But this one doesn't even say foolproof. It just says Saz. They're trying to get you, boys. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of them, but like I think for the most part, for anybody that's probably watching this channel, the 100 or the 125 proof are the highly recommended. If you're new, then the 90 proof. Like if you're new to bourbon or new to whiskey, then and you want to tiptoe into rye, the 90 proof would be a phenomenal option. Just I like the proof. Arik says, "Hey team, I'm out. Got to get ready for day 2. Cheers, Arik. Have fun tomorrow. Bring us all back souvenirs." They had a 10-year rye at Mixers today. You should have got it. Could have shared it with the whole class. Proof Chaser says, "Yeah, I mainly hunt in Columbus, Georgia. Not enough stores for content. I gotta branch out. I hunt Memphis as well. I don't go to Tennessee that often. And when I do, it's usually Gatlinburg, like a tourist. Yeah, Georgia's stacked. I mean, even some of the stores in Savannah are okay. Typically, like, I kind of like just shop at the stores near me, whatever is the most convenient. But when I travel, if I go through Georgia, I purposely like, you know, schedule in like an extra hour to stop at like 1 or 2 at least, because they usually have stuff in Georgia that doesn't even come to Florida. So I wish I would have known that the last time I went. Like, you always hear it, but you never really know until you go. The last time I went, I didn't really have that big of a budget. I was just conveniently going through. So I got like an Eagle Rare. I got the 70th anniversary Wild Turkey. I got a Stag. Well, I got something else too. I just don't know what it was. Oh no, well, that wasn't Georgia, but I got the Southern Star Paragon, the wheated. That was in North Carolina though. And I think I got something else, but I don't remember what it was. But there was the Heaven Hill grain to glass wheated that I wanted. There was a lot of 1924. Somebody in the comments earlier today was like, "Yeah, you can't find 1924, so delete my short." I was like, I'm not going to delete my short, but 1924 did just like email everybody saying that they're re-releasing it and it should be hitting the market, which means they're probably going to overproduce the shit out of it, probably crank up the price a little bit, just to try and make money. So if you are dying for one, they should be coming back. I like it, but I still have mine. Getting a little age on it, but it's about halfway, so I probably need to drink that soon. But I probably won't get another. I like it a lot, but it was a heavy price for that, so it was very dessert vibes. Should we drink that? Should we pull over a little 1924? Get rid of the empties up here so people don't think I'm just hammering bottles tonight. Let's see. 1924. 10 years. 100 proof. Where's all my Glens? What kind of shit show are we running here? I mean, whoever's in charge of production here they're fired. Just so you guys know, I'm in charge of production. So, just kind of one of those things. Let's pull this up. So, I did a poll earlier, right? Because I always have this debate with people. I said, what was better, drums or flats? Right? What do the people want? Do you want a little drumstick, a little easier to eat, or do you want the flats? Right now, flats are at 55, drums are at 45, way closer than I thought it was going to be with 22 votes. A lot of people want to go with flats. I'm more of a drum kind of guy. I don't want that extra bone in there throwing me off. I just want the one. Tron says, give the executive producer a raise. I'd give him a raise, but we don't make shit here. Pay him in whiskey? That we could do. We could pay him in whiskey for sure. I've been trying to tear through this collection to like kill off some of the bottles. Maybe we'll find a bottle in here that needs to be killed and kill that. Because over there, like my collection of empties is stacking up. I usually wait for them to pile up and then put them in one bag and throw them out. But I got the Still Austin cask strength rye over there. I still have the Jack Bonded rye, the Woodford's Double Oak, the 2 Sazerac ryes, and I used 2 of the bottles too, the Manifest rye and the Stag for the kind of the Infinity blends, which are both great, by the way. If you missed last stream, I'm sorry. But we did a couple Infinity blends. They were fun. It was a good time. Maybe not for you guys, but it was fun for me because now I have two extra bottles. I forgot how good this was. Very much like cinnamon brownies. You know what I mean? A lot of chocolate, little oak, little cinnamon, a little vanilla. It's got a lot to it for a 10-year age 100 proofer. But I remember being very hesitant on getting this one because of the price. I definitely think it's like a one-time buy type thing. So buy it so you can try it, drink for a little bit, and then after the first bottle or even half, you kind of get over it, and you're like, oh, I'm good. I'll get something else. Just because like a lot of people don't hang around the dessert whiskeys too much. You know, it's obviously not flavored or nothing like that, not that extreme, but it's just got a lot of dessert notes in it. A little harsh oak on the back end of the palate though. It's the only kind of downside. But even sometimes I would count like harsh oak a little bit of its pro, just because it gives it a little bit of a bite sometimes on these like sweeter whiskeys. But yeah, almost like literally the way I could describe this is you take a little chocolate brownie, you put some ice cream, vanilla ice cream on top, top it with some cinnamon, and then kind of smoke it, right? That's what you're getting in the glass. It's good, but the smoke's kind of weird at times. And you're kind of like, is that good? Is that bad? Who knows? Who knows? All right, so what do you guys want to do next? You guys want to blend some whiskeys together, do a little half and half action, test some things out? Or should we just drink something straight up? I could revisit the wine whiskeys again. That could be a fun time. We got the Penelope sherry finish now, the New Riff sherry finish, the Woodfords. I think it's port finish. I don't remember. I don't remember what the Woodfords one is. Obviously, Midwinter's Night Dram. I haven't done that. I don't think I've ever done that. Drank all the wine finish whiskeys. I probably would exclude the rosé, but probably have to do it anyway, right? You gotta. Yeah, what am I saying? I'd have to include it. Drink straight. I mean, JC. The kiwi? The kiwi? Is that what that says? Kiwi. Drink straight? All they do is drink straight. But like, you know, a little blendy blend is what I meant. What's your favorite bottle ever? Ooh. I always kind of go back to like what kind of started me on a little whiskey journey. If I had to choose one bottle for like ever, I probably would choose like the Woodford's Double Oak, because that's what I was okay with for like years before I ever started like bourbon hunting and stuff like that. So I feel like I would be okay going back. But lately I've been like heavy on the rise. So like if I could choose like one bottle to drink right now moving forward, probably would be the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, because I just love that bottle. But who knows if I get sick of it? You know what I mean? The Woodfords, I don't think I could really get sick of. Cognac says, yummer. Let's go with the Project X. Okay. Tron says, drink non-whiskey liquor. Tron, what would you? I don't think I own any non. I have the only non-whiskey. Man, I can't see with all these lights in here. The only non-whiskey I have in here, I have a little bit of brandy, some Sazerac brandy, and I have the Hot Ones, like habanero vodka in here. Doesn't sound like a good time. I'm just saying. Been waiting for you to go live again from last time. I mean, if I go live, it's always on Fridays, right at like 9 to 9:30. But sorry to keep you waiting. JC says, yeah, I'm from New Zealand and currently live in Australia. Hell yeah, that sounds like a good time. What time is it over there? Is it daylight still? It's like 10 o'clock at night here on a Friday. So it could be Saturday morning over there. Who knows? I'm not educated like that. I'm not trying to pretend to be. Christian says, I probably asked you this, but do you have the Blue Note Honey Rye yet? No, I did not. I did look for it. I didn't think it would be at Publix, but that's the only liquor store I've went to. This week I did a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot, but I had to drive back and forth between here and Miami for the professional job. And then just kind of been at the house all week. Can we get a look at your selection? I mean, can you not see it? I'm confused. Every time I try to bring up the other camera, like it just doesn't work. But Oh, it's 1:15 p.m. in the afternoon on Saturday. Bro, that is you. Hey, what's the Powerball numbers for Saturday? Let me know. I'm kidding. Obviously, I know that doesn't work. Unless it did, then let me know. That's cool though. It's dark as shit, but you guys are like at the beach having a good time. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to just kind of show you. I mean, I can move to the side, but like I have 2 shelves up here. Obviously, these go a little bit wider. And then I have a whole separate shelf over here. But there's 2 ways you can do it that would be fairly easy. One, you can go to the live stream that I did on New Year's Eve. I went through my entire collection along with I did the whiskey awards. If you ever are bored, like that is a good live stream to like rewatch the whole thing because it's long. It's not monetized, so you won't get any bunch of ads or nothing crazy. But it was a good time. I can't tell you all the reasons why, but boom. Hello. I'm trying to zoom it out a little more. Oh, I guess that's as far as the camera goes right here. Six nine 6-9 are the Powerball numbers. No, they're not because it's only ever 169. I'll check the New Year's Eve video. Yeah, either that or check the Discord. The Discord has everybody's collections in there. Like a lot of people post like what their collections were. Mine isn't like most up to date in there, but I could always update it. If Caterpillar's still in here, he'll probably just drop the Discord link here in a minute. It doesn't cost anything. It's free for now, but it's a good time. The Discord's actually been kind of quiet, you know, but that's all because I've been kind of quiet because I've just been busy. But it's been crickets in there. I'm gonna ask the wife to bring me a Coca-Cola. I'm gonna make a whiskey and Coke. She must be watching because I can hear her walking. She's probably already getting it. Would my collection be cool if it's only cognac though? Somebody posted a picture with only Fireball. And somebody posted a picture with only Penelope's. I mean, if it's like different cognacs, I think it probably would be cool. Because I mean, everybody likes something different. You know, it's your collection. If you like it, then hell yeah, bro. If it was only vodka, I would have an issue though. You know, actually, that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't drink any of it though, but like it would be kind of cool to see. No old fashioned tonight, Christian. You know what? I know the names call me old fashioned, but I haven't had an old fashioned. I don't know how long. Mainly because every time I drink them, I get hungover as shit. Like I don't know if it's the sugar or what it is, but like it doesn't sit right with me anymore. I think I'm getting too old. 2 Cokes.
Just in case you need that.
God damn. God damn. She's like, I ain't coming back again. Here's 2. I don't know what I would need 2 for, but whatevs. Whatever. Let's do this. Transfer. Cognac says facts. All facts. But no, I mean, old fashions, I still love old fashions. Don't get me wrong. But like, I think one of the reasons why I like the whiskey ginger so much is like, they don't like fuck up my stomach. Like, I don't feel like shit the next day if I have like more than one. An old fashioned, bro, if I drink even like one old fashioned, for some reason, I feel like shit the next day. And it's got to be the sugar because I don't drink a lot of sugar outside of that. Like, even this is a no sugar. The ginger ale that I drink, it's like organic ginger ale, like no sugar. So I think that's what it is, but I could be wrong. You know, maybe I'm just being a little bitch. JC says, I'm new to bourbon and only have 20 bottles. Bourbon isn't huge in Australia. More single malts and scotch. If you are into single malts, then check out some Australian whiskey. I'm not really into single malts too much, but if you have one and you're like, hey, I feel like you got to try this, then just drop that, and then I can always keep it on my like checklist. I mean, 20 bottles is still like don't get caught up in all the YouTuber shit, especially like what you see behind me. Like, don't get caught up in that. Like 20 bottles is still a lot of bottles to have at one time. Like even now, I'm trying to like drink mine down because I don't like having a collection this big. It's just not. It's not good. Like I don't like. I know like that's weird coming from somebody that talks about whiskey on the internet, but the one thing that I found out over the past year, because I bought a lot last year, is I physically can't drink it quick enough. Now, if you have tons of friends come over all the time and you're kind of hosting a lot and they all drink whiskey, then sure, having a collection of this size could turn and burn. You'd be spending a lot more keeping it up, but maybe that's worth it. The only ones drinking this is me and maybe one or two other people. So the cognac says there's some top tier vodkas that taste like dirt. Yeah, I don't like vodka. The only vodka that I even remotely like is like the local ones here from St. Augustine. Because any Florida vodka has like embedded in it, because they usually use Florida sugar cane as like the base instead of potatoes. It's usually got like this like citrus vibe to it, and I do like those. Not like them, I'll drink them, and I think they're okay. That's a good way of putting it. Chris says it's sugar. I can't have more than one without feeling it the next morning. I know. I feel you. I don't drink soda at all. So, I like the ginger ale. To me, doesn't even count as soda. Like it's carbonated. I do like carbonated drinks. I do like doing like one or two like Coca-Colas, no sugar, or like the zero. It's zero sugar, so it's the zero ones. But I like doing like one of those, but I'm not with the regular sugar. I'm just not a fan. Do I like Manhattans? Yeah. No, I like Manhattans. I don't like them as much as like an old fashioned or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it. But I'm not the best at making them either. So I don't want to front like I'm like some master mixologist. I kind of suck. I make a mean old fashioned though. I will say that. Like if somebody ever came over here, I can impress them with an old fashioned. I got it down pat. All right, let's do that Frey Ranch thing that they were talking about. I don't remember where I saw it. I wish I could give it credit. So I kind of feel like a dick doing it, but somebody made a video. And they basically said that Coke, they use regular Coke. I'm using Coke Zero. And Frey Ranch Farm Strength, which is 123.88 proof, makes a phenomenal whiskey and Coke. And I'm here for it, you know? I will say there's one of the best purchases I made. It's not what you think, by the way. Was this cup. I went to Ford's Garage, not this Kentucky Derby that just passed, but the one before that, the 150th. And I was like, hell yeah, let me get that cup. It is like the perfect size for cocktails, right? I know exactly where to pour it with the ice in there to make it like the right level, right? Compared to like soda wise. It's just a really good cocktail glass. It's literally the only glass I'll drink like mixed drinks like this in it with. I didn't put enough ice in it though. That's on me. He's like Super B. Oh wait, I missed it. I like Manhattans with Bakata. I can't pronounce that. 1928. I've never actually had that. I've heard people talk about it though. I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I have the Bullet Manhattan down there right now. I don't like it though. Here, let me just show you. That way you know what I'm talking about. So this is pre-mixed. Bullet Manhattan. Bullet's pre-mixed old fashions. Great. You know what I mean? I actually like it quite a bit. This is 75 proof. It says made with straight rye whiskey, sweet vermouth, and bitters. I think if I had a choice for a Manhattan, I would probably go like Saz full proof. We've been talking about that a lot tonight, but I think that would be really good in it. I don't know if I'd like the Jack in it because I feel like Jack has that distinct taste, and I would be too thrown off with it being like, oh, it should be like, like Jack and Coke type of thing. That would be stuck in my mind. Either that or even that Heaven Hill grain to glass. No. Yeah, Christian says, have you had the High West premix old fashioned? No, I have not. I want to. Every time I go to that fucking store, I always forget it. But I definitely want to because I just want to test it. I like testing them. I've tested a lot of premixes. I got the 1792 down there. I got Mission. I've had Bullets. I've had the Penelopes, except for the apple cinnamon one. I've had the Buffalo Trace one. There's tons of them out there. I love trying them, even if like they're not like super well known. Like it's always fun to test it. Buffalo Joy says, is that the Saz full proof? Nah, this one's the 90. I already finished off the full proof and the 100 proof. So this is what I replaced it with. My conclusion came to of just wait till you find it. Don't buy the 90 proof. It's not worth it anymore. Unless you're new to rye, then sure. Cognac says it's a rye whiskey with Calvados and Armagnac. 100-year-old brandy in it and absolutely delicious. You can get a bottle of it from 50 to 90. It's my all-time favorite rye whiskey. Okay, you talked me into it. We'll find it. I can't drink Dr. Pepper that you guys have over there. An American friend I met while deployed to Afghanistan gave me one. Tastes like medicine. Do you use it as a mixer? I don't have Dr. Pepper, but hell yeah, I'd use that as a mixer. I love me some Dr. Pepper. If it tastes like medicine, that's because that's what the doctor ordered. You know what I mean? He whipped it up for you. No, that's like the prunes that are in there. That's what you're probably tasting. Buffalo says weak. For that amount, I get it. I would leave too. The 100 proof is definitely worth it more. But this I actually have. Am I tripping? Oh, bro, guys, I was on the wrong camera the whole time. Bro, somebody. You could have told me it was blurry, guys. What are we doing? I do have a high proof Frey Ranch, if that entices you any. 123 proof. We'll get the Saz off there because we're kind of done talking about it. Let's put this front and center. A little Frey Ranch farm strength and a little Coke, 0 sugar. It's got 25 grams of sodium though. Chris says favorite premix old fashioned. Favorite premix old fashioned. For the masses, the Buffalo Trace one, the Handy and Scheller, phenomenal, right? Just a really great old fashioned. If you were wanting something a little creative and are okay with sweetness, then the Penelope Black Walnut is right there. The only issue with the Penelope Black Walnut is it's so sweet to me that I do always add like a half ounce or an ounce, depending on how big I pour, of the Penelope barrel strength, and that levels it out perfectly. Jim Harbaugh is what he's trying to say. I drank 3 beers once. Hell yeah. In college. Dang, bro. 3? You're probably a legend. Cognac says 1928 is my favorite mixture for spring, summertime. Hell yeah. I like doing like a little Japanese Hibiki whiskey for summertime. There's just something about it that I really love. Cognac says, you have any Dickel? I haven't had any Dickel in a while, bud. JC says they need to send Frey Ranch to Aussie. How is it neat? I love it neat. One of my favorite craft distilleries. It's not number 1, but it's close, right? Because I love Still Austin. Still Austin is my favorite craft. I probably would have Redwood Empire and Still Austin kind of side by side on that next tier. And then right below that, if not on the same line, Frey Ranch. Frey Ranch, though, the only like it's not for everybody because it's very grain forward in a sense. But I haven't found anything I dislike about them. I love the bottle. I love all the details on it too, because it tells you all of their stuff. All their grains are grown on their own site. They do it all, including malting their own barley, which is always cool. And I think they do a good like mashup of like, you know, the bourbons and the rye. I haven't had the rye yet, but I like that they have those varieties. He says, "I was a legend on that day. You're still a legend. Don't downplay yourself. 3 beers, bud." Tron says, "Nah, he's right. Dr. Pepper sucks." Type shit. Damn, Tron, it's like that. I love me some Dr. Pepper. No, not any of those flavored things. Just a regular diet Dr. Pepper. Fiddler and Cedar Ridge for me. Hardball says, would you rank Wild Turkey very highly? Now, Wild Turkey's not craft, but yeah, Wild Turkey, top 2, top 3 distilleries. Mainly because, like, I probably personally would pick Jack for, like, my number 1 distillery. I just, like, nostalgic. I love all their high proof stuff. Like, you know what I mean? They just got some really great offerings. That is what I personally like to drink. Wild Turkey, though, has got the Wild Turkey lineup, the Russell's lineup. They just produce banger after banger, you know? And one of the best budget bottles out there with Wild Turkey 101. Below that, then probably Buffalo Trace. And Buffalo Trace could fall in any one of those lines up, depending on what day it is, too. So, yeah, I'd rank Wild Turkey high. Christian says, "Agree. The black walnut is hard to beat. I blend it with a splash of peach old fashioned and a splash of Penelope wheated." That's the only thing, like, if you want me to, like, really critique it, is, like, can it really be the best if you have to add something to it? Probably not. The Handy and Scheller one, though, is kind of like just perfect the way it is. It is still lower proof, but it doesn't drink like you need something extra in there. Tron says Pepsi for the win. Okay, I do love me a good Pepsi. A little wild cherry Pepsi. Obviously, anything I'm talking about, guys, I like drinking it with no sugar, but I'm not going to keep saying that. I drink Kentucky Gentleman often. Okay, I see you. I don't, but I get what you mean. Used to be one guy who used to watch the stream. That's all he drank, so I'm here for it. Cognac says Cellar Age is amazing. It's one of the few I still haven't had. Cellar Age. A lot of people love that bottle, though. It's also why I can't ever find it. Let's do this. I want to do... All right, guys. So that poll, Flat's won. I'm devastated, but that's what won. Let's do a new poll. New polls up. Christian says, "We getting in that Penelope Project Act or what?" Yeah, we are. My bad. That's my bad. I was getting distracted. For sure. I definitely want to test it now that it's kind of opened up a little bit. Kind of see where it's at. Cherry anything should be illegal. Now, okay. See, this is why I get sidetracked, by the way. What is it? The Jim Beam? Is it Jim Beam Red Stag? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. The Jim Beam Red Stag, bro. Phenomenal flavored whiskey. It's cherry. Bro, the wife loved it. Wife hates whiskey, bro. She drank that whole fucking bottle. I only got like 2 different cocktails out of it, but it was actually really good. Big fan. Gonna pick up another one tomorrow now that I'm just thinking about it. It's not better than normal whiskey, guys, but like if you want to dabble in some cherry, that's the one to go to. Cognac says, my top 3 are the 1792 Cedar Ridge, still awesome. Damn, you're that high on Cedar Ridge? 1792, I get. A lot of people really love it. Not for me. Not for me. I like them. They're not bad. It just, whatever it is, it doesn't hit my palate right for some reason. I don't know why. Let's do. It dries my palate out, which is, I don't like that. Not a thing. We've been live about an hour. Damn, I feel like we're tearing through it tonight, huh? Should we go backwards hat? Backwards hat day? I felt really professional with it. Forward. I never wear forward for you guys. It's on me. JC says, I'm taking notes here. Coming to America next year. Doing Japan distilleries in June this year. Hell yeah, that sounds phenomenal. How fun that would be to do like some Japanese distilleries. Christian says, dude, my aunt left a pint of Red Stag at my house and she came back for it the next day. You know what I mean? Like, I go watch the video. I drank it. I literally opened up the camera. I said, I have to talk about this. I go, it's got to be the best flavored whiskey on the market. And I've drank a bunch of stupid shit, right? Especially on the younger age when I was drinking flavored shit. If you guys go back to the first year of the channel, I did a blind of like what was the best honey flavored whiskey. Like who cares about that? I don't know. A couple of you guys were in there though, which I appreciate you boys for support, but I don't know why you guys watched that. I don't know why I did it. I just wanted to know because I had the bottles. But the Red Stag, bro, it's a phenomenal flavored whiskey. 4A flavored whiskey though. Keep that in mind. Kanye says, I got to pick a hazmat 1792 sweet wheat and I'm not going to read the rest, but hell yeah. A hazmat 1792 would actually be enticing to try. I think that, so I don't want to go too much on it, but because I've talked about it so often. 1792, I tried small batch, dried my palate out. It was making me thirsty the more I drank it. And I was like, I don't want to drink something and be thirsty. I bought the Kirkland's Bottled and Bond from Costco, which is just 1792 with a different label. Their Bottled and Bond version. And it was good. The flavors were better. Still dried my palate out, just a little less. And then I still have my 1792 full proof. Flavors and proof and everything is phenomenal, but it still dries my palate out, just not as much as the other two. But it's still something I can't get over. But the higher proof it goes, the less it does that. I imagine like if we can get a hazmat, maybe that will be the one that doesn't, because that's going to be another 20 proof points. So who knows? JC says, Japan is so cheap, you have to get over there. That place is paradise. I'm not really, like, one day, like when I'm older, but I don't really care to leave the country. I want to travel all through the states and go to all 50 states and stuff like that before I really travel like that. I like going on cruises. So if there was ever a cruise that left out of like Florida to Japan, like sign me up. But other than that, I probably wouldn't. Not anytime soon. Unless a brand reaches out and says, hey, we'll pay for it. We'll set it all up. Just get in the car. Then buckle up, baby. Let's do it. All right, so again, this is for Christian, that and myself. This is going to be the Special Barrel Project X from Penelope. It's a straight bourbon whiskey finished in PX sherry cask. This is coming in at 112 proof. Finishing cask origin, Spain and Jerez. Selected by First Avenue Bourbon Crew. Don't know where that's from. This was a gift, by the way. I believe they got it in Tampa, but I could be wrong. But Penelope is doing like, weird finishes. They called it Project X. They have some cognac finishes ones, by the way, guys. I didn't really care to try that. I'm not going to go buy it, but when they gave me this, I was like, out of the two that I know of, like this is definitely one that I wanted to try. I wasn't really big on wine finishes, you know. It just wasn't, you know, my cup of tea. But it's been growing on me ever since I tried that New Rift sherry finish, the barrel proof one. Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. Butt crack in the chat says sipping on some Penelope marshmallow toasted right now. Hell yeah. A lot of people got that one. A lot of people really like that marshmallow toast. I didn't, but that's also because I didn't really care for the toasted Penelope. It just was super harsh toast on it, which it's definitely for some people just wasn't really up my alley. But here the marshmallow toast was really great. JC says, come to Australia and I get you Aussie drunk. You guys don't even have a lot of bourbon, bro. You may not. I may drink you under the table. I don't know if you can drink. Maybe that's a bad bet to make, but I'd like to. If I ever go to Australia, we'll do it for sure. We'll have to line something up. We'll record it and then let the better tolerance win. Christian says, have you had any old Louisville? I got a couple bottles of the 7-year and it's outstanding. I don't own any. My buddy bought one and I tried it. I thought it was just okay. I couldn't tell you which one or anything, but they're at the liquor store up here. If you're thinking they're that good, like maybe I should go buy one of my own. Christian says, I have the Cognac Slash Rosso Sherry finished, Project X. 2 goods. Okay, so they did a Cognac and the Sherry in one. Well, that sounds pretty cool. JC says, challenge accepted. Bro, it's easy to talk shit when it's noon. When it's 10 o'clock, are the cards the same? I'm just fucking with you. It's noon where he's at, guys. Like he's already in Saturday. Old Fashioned Way says, cheers, everyone. Welcome, buddy. Welcome back. That drank way higher than 12. 112, obviously. That opened up really well. A lot of people told me that these Project X, like you should just go home, open up the cork, and then put it back and let it sit there. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that. Going to bed, all the chocolate with the whiskey is kicking in. A little chocolate-covered strawberry night. It'll do you, bud. Ooh, that sounds good. A little chocolate-covered strawberry old-fashioned. Old-fashioned Ways just comes in and starts kicking up the shower thoughts. Connor says, I'll send you $10 to help you get that 1928. I'm that serious. It's that good. How much are they up there? I don't know. Let's look it up. You said up there. Like, I'm in Florida. 1928. Oh, bro, I didn't know that's what you're talking about. Oh, that bottle's everywhere, dude. Damn. At Total Wine right now, I can have it shipped to me in as little 2 hours. Cognac, was that you from last stream? Am I remember that properly? It always says 2 hours, but it's never going to get here. It's $17.99 at Total Wine right now. What was the proof on this one again? Oh, 100 proof, yeah. Armand, yeah. I definitely, a sexy looking bottle, bro. Little Tiffany blue, little gold. Weird shape on the bottle, but that's me being picky. Cognac says, wait, you're in Florida? I'm in Georgia. Huh. What part of Georgia in? I'm like, bro, I'm close to Georgia. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. JC says, I'm off to take the wife out for Valentine's Day. Thanks for the chat and the laughs. Have a good night. JC, you have a good night. Tell the wife happy Valentine's Day from the Call Me Old Fashioned family. And we'll see you next Friday. Cognac says, I'll send you 10. It will be 60. You can't send me 10, it would be 60 because YouTube fucking scalps me, but you don't have to. I appreciate it though. I mean, I should probably get it regardless. It sounds good. A little Armagnac and rye sounds like a good time. St. Augustine, they didn't just, but they still have some of their Armagnac finished whiskey in general. I've been wanting to try that. It's only at the distillery. I'd have to go pick it up. It's a pain, but I should definitely get one. It's also like 150 bucks. Who's that guy? I just saved myself 150 bucks. Let me do this real quick. Dun, 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 dun. What part of Georgia in? Cognac? That sounds delicious. It is, bro. The St. Augustine one sounded fire. I just didn't pull the trigger. I could have drove down there, but it's not that far. It's just I hate going into the downtown area. It's just a pain to get through. So, you never know. Maybe we take a drive there tomorrow. Guys, if you didn't know, we did hit 4,000 subscribers recently, so woot woot. Shout out to us. What the heck? Why is this so behind? Well, that's why my chat's messing up. Cheers, mate, from St. Petersburg. May all your sips be warm and bright. Well, that was nice. St. Petersburg, though, bro. That I-4, that drive in between us is brutal. You know what I mean? Like, just a brutal hike, you know? Christian says, my Project X just keeps getting better. I remember the last time I tried it, I was like, this is good. Doesn't call home, but like, drinkable for sure. It's actually fairly enjoyable. So, just to give you like a couple notes that I've been sitting here thinking about. The biggest one that I'm getting is like this raspberry. It's like raspberry jam, right? It feels like fresh fruit jam version. There's a little bit of harshness on it. You definitely get a lot more sherry than most sherry finishes. And I don't really know that because sherry typically like dries my tongue out a little bit, but not like how I was just bitching about the 1792. A little bit different. Nose on it's phenomenal. All kind of like fruit. Yeah, I definitely think it got better. Like, definitely. And I also think it drinks, like before it kind of drank at or a little bit lower than the 112. I feel like it drinks at or above now. So if that's a good sign, then I think that's a good sign. Now, just because we're on it, and I've been talking shit about this bottle, I feel like it's only fair that I also then try this cigar blend. Because I didn't, like, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. And maybe that's because I had the Still Austin cigar blend and I had too big a high hopes. But you never know. Cognac says, I'm in the big city, Atlanta. I'm just a small town girl going to the big city for Christmas. They sound like a Hallmark movie, bro. What other wine finishes you got? So I have... Here, let's put the cigar blend back for now. And I'm just going to pull over all of them. How about that? Does that sound good? Oh, I just almost broke that bottle. God damn it. Third time's the charm. All right, let's put the Frey Ranch back, or at least over out of the way. Let's do this camera. What are we doing? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Do I have any more? I'm not sure. Obviously the Penelope, Project X, but I'm just going to leave it over there now. So, what year were you born? What are you going to ask next? My mother's maiden name? You want to know my first pet's name? I'm busting your ball. 1992. 19. Have you seen those memes where they're like, what year are you born? And they're like 19. And then it clips over. It's like, I'm just drawing a blank. Jurassic Park. It's like, it's just, they're just calling people old. Felt attacked. Do a blind. I couldn't. So the only issue with that is, one, I'd have to go clean the Glens. Two, I would be pouring them. The wife's already in bed. Let's I'll try them. I can try like one or two now. Like, why not? Maybe like next Friday we can like start the stream with a wine finish, and maybe I pick up like one more. Like, go find like another wine finish to throw in there. When can you make peanut butter and jelly? When you can make peanut butter and jelly. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't have any more. I'm drawing a blank, guys. What's that peanut butter whiskey? Screwball? Do Screwball and grape soda. Peanut butter and jelly cocktail. I did a short on that. Jet says you should get the solo blind from Whiskey Noobs. Yeah, every time I've checked, it's always been sold out. So I feel like that literally is a perfect product for like exactly what I'm doing right now. Being able to blind it with nobody else around. It's a little bit of a close-up for me. Battery died. What a time for the battery to die. Give me 1 second. I'll swap it. Yeah, but the solo blind, bro, what a genius product, in my opinion. Genius product. Because I feel like that really does fill the gaps from like the people that are kind of antisocial or introverts that just don't have a ton of people around them, right? Or the ability for somebody to blind it for them. It really kind of opens up an ability for them to taste whiskey blindly. I haven't been able to test it out to really tell you like what it would be like, but I have a feeling it would be a phenomenal experience. Cognac's like, here you go. You got your wine ready. Is the Midwinter's Night Dram rye too? Yeah. Blend of straight rye whiskeys, finished in port barrels. You got the New Riff sherry finish. This one's obviously the straight bourbon whiskey and rosé. That one's not going to win shit, just so you know. You have the Woodfords. That's a blended malt sherry cask finish, the 2024 edition. This is only 90.4 proof, but still really good. But just so you guys are aware, I'm pretty good at guessing blinds. Like, it sucks sometimes. Like, I could tell you what I'm drinking, like what brand and everything. That New Riff would win by miles. Miles. Not even remotely close. I have a bottle for my year 2 of 1994. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, he was saying for the 1992. Yeah, I know, right? I really wanted to get the 2024 birthday bourbon for my son. I thought that would be a cool thing to kind of hold on to, but of course I picked something harder than shit, to find. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuned in, drop a like on the stream, subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 10 thou wow. Let's go branding. Says New Riff is pretty fire. The New Riff stuff in general, I really like. This one, the straight malted rye whiskey, finished in sherry, barrel proof is 111.5, right? Yeah, 111.5, aged 6 years, phenomenal bottle, phenomenal. I was kind of skeptical at first, by the way. I literally bought that bottle because I thought it was a sexy looking bottle, which it is, but really, really good. The first time I opened it, I wasn't that big of a fan. That bottle opened up amazingly. This one's good too. This one's almost like, funny enough, it's almost Valentine's Day, but this is like chocolate covered strawberries, like malted Woodfords. Definitely leads into like a little bit of a, I'm gonna go like milk chocolate, almost like cocoa powder vibes for hot chocolates kind of chocolate with the sherry bringing in the fruit. Yeah, I'm dialed. Chocolate covered strawberries, maybe even chocolate covered raspberries would be a better term. But chocolate covered red fruit all day. It's really great. It's honestly for this this is obviously the Distillery series, kind of hard to get. Like, it's not something I really recommend because you can't really find it. But I did get it from Unicorn Auctions. They're on there from time to time, and I got it for fairly cheap comparatively. I think I paid $60 for this, so I would do it again. But here, let me just put it here. Really good bottle. Flores says, I'd smash. I can't blame you. Let's go. Brandon says, I hunted it after airing. Bro, this thing's moving. After airing it open, it became amazing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, New Rift, to be honest, like, I have the 8-year rye, 8-year bourbon. I've had the single barrel bourbon. I like, personally, the single barrels more than I like the 8 years. 8 years are great products, but everything, those are 100 proof versus the single barrels have been a little bit more. Plus, now the single barrels are usually like minimum 6 years versus it used to be 4 years when they first opened. So I would 100% go more towards the single barrels. But besides this sherry finish, I don't care for like their winter, whatever they had going on. That was like just straight up chocolate. But they have like the Silver Grove bottles. Those are phenomenal. I don't even own one, but I've had people send me samples of those that are just out of this world. New Rift's moving in the right direction though, for sure. I just wish they would produce more like unique versions more often that go nationwide. But so that's it for that one. We're going to go with a little chocolate covered strawberry for the main tasting note. Let's do I hit the mic. Midwinter's Night Dram up next. I do have a little cocktail here. A little Coca-Cola Zero. A little Frey Ranch. I will say, whoever made that video, pretty spot on with the recommendation. You know, the Frey Ranch, the grain kind of stays forward, kind of cuts through a little bit of the sweetness of that, the soda. But really, really well made cocktail. Like just as far as like combinations, but I'm here for it. George Woodcock says, what's a good introductory finish bourbon? That's a great question. I guess it would depend on what kind of stuff you already know you like. But I would say, right off the top of my head, I'm thinking like French oak, right? It's a weird type of finish, but it's not like anything too bizarre. It's going to be a lot of vanilla. So like Penelope Architect would be a really good stepping stone. Double oak is technically a finished thing. So if you haven't tried a double oak, then obviously a double oak like Woodford's double oak. If you want to move into like more like unique kind of finishing, I would probably say, I don't know. I would probably say like if you're newer into that kind of stuff, then probably go a little bit sweeter first and then kind of go into the more spicier side. So probably like short barrel bee's knees. You'll get higher proof, but it's very sweet still. More desserty kind of vibes. If you were a big fan of Penelope, then you can go Rio. Havana's okay, but it's a maple finish and rum barrels. Okay, a lot of people like it. It's not really my favorite. Let's Go Brandon says, have you tried the new Woodford's barrel strength? No, I can't find it, but I'm looking. But what's another good option? I know I have something here. We just got to find it. I mean, if you were looking into like a good introductory to like wine finishes, like a wine finish, then I would probably say really that New Riff. The New Riff sherry finish, you got to be okay with the higher proof. But it's definitely like mediocre price, right? Versus like what you're getting. I wouldn't recommend the Midwinter's Night Dram just based off of price. It's like $175. The Rosé, it's only up here because that everybody told me to pull over the wine finishes. I don't actually like that bottle. I've had this bottle for a long time. You can see how much I've drank of it. The Woodford's one that I have here that would be a great introductory bottle. It's just impossible to find, so I can't really recommend that to you. Ryan says, so here's something that's been bugging me. Why is there only one National Pizza Day but 52 Taco Tuesdays? Damn. It's almost like they have their own halftime show, huh? I'm kidding. Bro, National Pizza Day should be a national holiday. I love me some pizza, but I fuck with some tacos, so I love a good Taco Tuesday. That Nulu maple is pretty fire. Okay, so I haven't had too many of the Nulu finishes, but I hear Nulu is great for finishing. I have a Nulu double oak, but it's like a wheated single barrel, high proof type of thing. It did win Pour of the Year for me like 2 years ago. So I imagine Nulu is probably great at that. But a lot of the other finish stuff I have 2 different maple finishes, 2 different honey finishes. I have I have a bunch of double oaks for sure, like tons of double oaks. Jim Beam, Peerless, Lucky 7 Barrel, Starlight. I hear Starlight's finishings too is like on point, so I would probably look towards like some Starlight stuff. I have a lot of Penelope that's finished. Penelopes aren't like anything that I really recommend too much, other than the Architect. I just gave away so much stuff, and now I can't think of anything. George says, thanks for the ideas. I'll put them on the must-have list. Let me know what you end up getting, and then I can tell you how wrong I was. I'm kidding. Hopefully you get something good. Let's check that poll that I put up for the distillery thing. I'm kind of curious. God damn. Buffalo Trace is crushing everybody. 50% of the votes. Jack Daniel was 27, Wild Turkey at 23. I figured like the masses. Buffalo Trace pleases the masses. Jack Daniel pleases like the old line, right? And you can kind of put me in that lineup too, right? Like Buffalo Trace is very new age, hitting all the new markets plus the old people. Jack Daniels right now is kind of just hitting the old people. You know what I mean? Us old people. Because like a lot of people like it off of nostalgia. So it is what it is. Wild Turkey, it's always like second best, is what it seems like. Now they have Russell's 15 and Russell's 13. They got Wild Turkey, like Master Keep and stuff like that. Like they got some bangers, but it's just always overlooked compared to the Buffalo Trace lineup. So what a crazy little poll there. So let's do another. Let's say why. All right. If you can only have one, bourbon or rye? That's the next poll. I think bourbon should win by a landslide, but I'm curious to see what kind of percentage, falls under the rye category, right? Like, do people even care? Like, if they could only have one, like, where does that fall under? I couldn't even pull that shit up over there. For me, if I can only have one, to be honest, I've been on a rye kick that I probably would pick the rye right now. But overall, long-term longevity, bourbon makes the most sense. Now again, this was a midwinter's night dram. What's the proof on this again? Oh damn, bro. What is it? It's like 98 proof. Little lackluster there. I definitely like sherry more than I like ports, by the way. So that always plays a factor in when I tell you what I think's better. I like the blend of the ryes. The rye spice on it was nice, but it was just kind of flat. You know what I mean? You can blame it on the port. Blame it on the This is also Act 12, Scene 2. If anybody's really nerding out over the stats. It's good. There's nothing really wrong with it, but it also doesn't wow you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just doesn't really do it. So let's do this. Let's pour a little. Jesus. I'm running out of Glen, so I'm just going to reuse this one for this next one. I imagine it's only going to help it, so. Let's try the Penelope Rosé finish. Dang Hooper says that New Riff Sherry is stupid good. You guys just listen to me. I'm just saying, listen to the people in the comments. They'll tell you too. That New Riff Sherry is going to win this thing by a mile. I told you it before I even pulled these down. So, I'm going to try them all for you right next to it. But I can promise you, that New Riff is going to blow these other ones out the water. There should no, like when it comes to the sherry finish or the wine finish, there really shouldn't be anything else behind that New Riff from anything that I've had. I'm talking it up. I'm talking it up too much. That's my fault. I shouldn't do that. George Woodcott says, just tried that Whiskey Thief rye. Nice pour. Just a touch of mint, but bourbon lovers, touch of mint, but bourbon lovers rye for sure. So I used to like my rye, very bourbon friendly-esque, right? Definitely did. I've kind of changed completely. I want my ryes to punch you in the face and then kick you in the nuts with rye spice. I love it to be super spicy, a little bit of mint, like a little refreshing on the palate, but high proof. Very much weird with my ryes now. Not that I wouldn't drink a good bourbon-friendly rye, but like when I start thinking about what I want for a rye, those are my criterias. So, very, very strange. Nah. Have you tried Mountain Dew with Wild Turkey? What kind of Mountain Dew, bro? Regular Mountain Dew? Who even drinks regular Mountain Dew anymore? So everybody, like, if any OGs in here, my bad guys, I hate hearing the story. Bro, when I was a kid, Mountain Dew Code Red was like a luxury. And I would hijack one of my mom's 2 liters of Red Mountain Dew, and we go get like LTD, which is like a Canadian whiskey. We get a handle for like $9. And I would drink LTD whiskey. This is when I just turned 21 too. So everything's above board. But we'd drink it with Mountain Dew Code Red, and it was phenomenal. But not regular Mountain Dew. And definitely never done it with Wild Turkey. Jet says, a rye whiskey always holds up to a wine finish better than the bourbon does. Yeah, I tend to see that as well. But this rosé cask, I will say, I'm trying to be professional about it, let's say, non-biased opinion, there is a couple parts of it that's like redeeming that I'm like, hey, like that's not that bad. But it's like the sweetness on the front palate, the nice like light floral citrus on the mid palate. It's the finish, the back end of the palate, and everything else that I don't like about it. I'm not trying to be rude, but I when I first got this bottle, I didn't even want to buy this. It was the cheapest bottle available for me to hit enough points for me to buy the Havana, which was also another kind of whatever purchase. I just don't like it. It's not for me. Not for me, for sure. Not for me. A lot of people love that thing. I'm sure it'd be great as a mixer. I've just never... I have too much stuff to use it for as a mixer, but... SSR says, also, I'm just starting to get into whiskey. Only tried a couple whiskeys. Any recommendations you can make for a rookie? Give me like, what's your favorite so far? And then I can work off of that. Because I could recommend you like 18 billion whiskeys that would like, I need a starting point. What did you just drink, or what is like your most favorite? Like, give me something. A little something. I also have like a whole video series on beginner stuff, by the way, but whatever. I'm here for it. We'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Is that the saying? All right, now it's time to drink some actual whiskey. The New Rift. See, like even the color on it is phenomenal. I'm just starting with bourbon. Yeah, okay, but like what bourbon? Like what bottle? Because there's so many different ways to go for it. And so, just starting bourbons, let's start with, obviously, Buffalo Trace should be on your shelf. It's a really great beginner whiskey overall. Just regular Buffalo Trace. I think regular Pipe Dream 101 is a good entry into craft. The same thing, like if you want to choose a different option, another craft option would be Still Austin Musician, which is the bourbon. It's like 90-something proof. Not the black label here, but a white label. You can't really see that good. But Still Austin regular Musician bourbon. It's also fairly cheap. Benchmark Bonded, another good one. That's in the Buffalo Trace lineup as well. I think Penelope Architect is a good branch into like some French oak. Obviously Wild Turkey 101 if you haven't had it. Old Grandad 114. That's like a good budget version to step into a slightly higher proof. Woodford's Double Oak, obviously the best double oak to start out with. What else? Russell's 10. Love me a good Russell's 10 when I was starting out. And that's all you get for now. You tried Woodford's Double Oak and Stag? Bro, you had Stag. Stag's like a massive jump. That's not beginner. George says, what's everybody drinking? Well, George, for me, I just poured the New Riff Sherry. What's everybody else drinking? Woodford's Double Oak's one of my favorites. Stag is also very good. If you're okay with higher proof, then go for like Benchmark Full Proof. Again, another budget version. Go for Pipe Dream 101. Pipe Dream 101 is a way better entry point than the regular white label if you are okay with the proof. And then Larceny Barrel Proof. Larceny Barrel Proof is a phenomenal bottle, way underrated. Every time I do that in a blind, I'm always kind of shocked. Hooper says, if you like finishes, I got a Bull Run 17 American whiskey finished in Pinot. Very good. Okay. I just got, it's not the same thing. Don't let me say that. I just got that American Light whiskey, the Hazmat. It's a 20-year, 8-month age. It's not finished, but that's what when I read it, that's what I thought. Dang Hooper says, got Still Austin and Glen. What's Still Austin? I love Still Austin. There hasn't been one that I dislike. I like the cask strength rye and the bourbon. The red corn's phenomenal. Obviously, my number one is the Tanager. It's just phenomenal. Tron says, cup of red wine? Okay, Tron, that's not what I was expecting, but hell yeah, bud. 210 Native Texan says, I got Cooper's Craft 100 proof in the Glen. Hell yeah. I haven't, bro, one of the few bottles that I should have already had, do not have. Have not tried it other than like a pour from somebody else. It's so weird that you can't find, I can't find that one in Florida. George says, just picked up a Larceny Barrel Proof B523. What do I have? I have a A124. Really good though. Very underrated. It's just like the bottle's not sexy, label's not sexy, name's not sexy, nothing sexy about it. So it gets overlooked, but damn good. Jet says, Woodinville Applewood finished bourbon. That sounds pretty good. Cask strength bourbon pick. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, Hooper. Do I still have some? I have like a pour. You want to, after this new rift, I'll finish off my Still Austin, which will be heartbreaking, but will also force me to go get another one. Bourbon Lover in the chat says, cheers. Bourbon Lover. Welcome stream, baby. Happy Friday. Almost Saturday, but almost Valentine's Day too, so. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new or just now tuning in, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. What are we doing? You know, it's 2026. It's time to get to 10,000 subscribers already. We're on the way. We're cooking. We just hit 4. We're kind of slow burning it. You know what I mean? Slow burning it. Hopefully, everyone's doing good. I think everybody here has been doing great. Chat's been flowing. People got some drinks going. I mean, I'm still kind of disappointed from the first bottle of the night, which was the Sazerac 90 proof. It's just not, it doesn't hit like it used to once that full proof came out, you know? But it's still good. It's okay. That's a better answer. It's okay. But this new rift, sherry finish, barrel proof, phenomenal. 6-year-old 100 proof malted rye whiskey, not 100 proof, 100% malted rye whiskey, finishing Orzo and Pedro sherry cask finish. I have a Weller 12 that I'm going to try. I have heard okay things about it and bad things about it. Just want to try it myself. Yeah, I mean, if you're fairly new, like you're not going to be as picky as a lot of these like super hardcore bourbon nerds are. A lot of people still like Weller 12. People get too caught up over like it's got a metal cap. And I kind of would be too. I'm picky about my corks. Like I like a traditional cork, not synthetic, but you can't win them all, you know? I think you'll like the Weller 12, so don't stress it too much. But crack that baby open and drink her up. My Weller Special Reserve is almost out the door as well. I've only been holding on to that because I'm now waiting for March 25th. We'll kill it on March 25th. That would be my son's 2-year birthday. That also would be the 2 years anniversary of that bottle. It needs to be gone. I just haven't had the guts to replace it yet. Jet says, if you could only keep one, what would you keep? Legacy whiskey or craft whiskey? Ooh. Okay. We're going to change the poll because I got to know what everybody else thinks about that. That's a phenomenal question. That's one, Jesus Christ. 86 bourbon, 14% rye. Not even in the conversation people are wanting the rye. Damn it. All right, so polls up now. Now we're cooking. I'm gonna click it away so I can't see what you guys are saying. But so legacy whiskey, right? I guess we're gonna put Buffalo Trace in that category. We would put Jack Daniels in that category, Woodford's in that category, Wild Turkey in that category. Kind of a stacked crowd. But on the other side, you have things like Still Austin. You have things like New Rift, right? You got things like Redwood Empire. You have like Hard Truth, Frey Ranch. I'm gonna put Penelope in the craft just because it's MGP, but they're finishing it. I just feel like it. Maybe it shouldn't. No, it should probably be in Legacy. Now that I'm saying out loud, that's my bad. Man, I love craft whiskeys. Right? Let me preference this with that. I would be upset without like some Still Austin and some Frey Ranch and New Rift and things like that in my life. But if all of one side deleted tomorrow, I think if Legacy got deleted tomorrow, that would probably hurt more than craft getting deleted. Because even Legacy, they still make good products, right? And they can get creative. Sometimes the creative stuff that the craft whiskeys do are just a little bit better. Like in the case of this sherry finish, right? It's better than all the Legacy shit. But just like this Woodford's, they can do it. They just choose not to all the time. So I think if craft went away tomorrow, Legacy would step up in certain areas just to capitalize on the market. So I think if I had to only keep one, I'm going Legacy. And the reason mainly is Jack Daniels for me. Like I couldn't live without Jack Daniels, but like I'd survive without Still Austin. As much as I love Still Austin. Those are like the two that I'm battling against. You know what I mean? Native says, picked a pair of bottles up from my buddy who paid $22 a bottle at the Lackland AFB class 6. Can't beat it for Cooper's Craft. Hey, let me get one. I could understand that. Would do that on a special day. I'll do whatever you want, bud. It's your bottle. Well, the 12 is good. Just overpriced, overhyped, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a lot of people's issues, right? Is the 12 is really hyped up right now. I get it, but also like would much rather like a 107. George says I'll take a 107 over the 12. Yeah, I think most people would, but 12 is a little bit easier to find. Yeah. Hooper says 107 is definitely the GOAT. See, I was right on point. My next purchase will be 107. See, we're here for the people. What do you guys think about Jack Daniel's single barrel? Love it. Buy it. Every one of them, buy it. Buy it all. Buy it all. My favorite pour and my favorite bottle right now is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof Rye. Love the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof Whiskey. Phenomenal bottles. I have the Jack 10, love it. The Heritage Barrel is really good too. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just a little bit too far away from what traditional Jack is for me to like obsess over it. It's a good option, but it's just not as good as the other two. But the Jack Single Barrel Proofs, to me, are like I'll die on those hills. So they're some of the best bottles on the market. Like when you get to like the twice barreled and the Tanner Hill and all that kind of stuff, like then you can start breaking it into like some hardcore allocated shit. Like I haven't got my hands on it, but I know it's gonna be good. George says, bought my first 107 last month. Oh my God, already looking for a second. Yeah, I still haven't got one. I refuse to pay $300 for one. So Chad John's in the chat. Chad, welcome back, baby. He says, happy Friday, gents. Sipping on some EH Barrel Proof. Which one do you have? I have the EH Barrel Proof 127.2. Which one do you have? Because I hear there's two. Let me know. Jet says, in modern whiskey, it feels like craft has more of a personal touch, especially if you have local distilleries. I'm sure that's how legacy distilleries felt 100 years ago. I'm sure it was too, right? Because I didn't even touch on like the two that I have here local. Like I have the St. Augustine Distillery. Love going there. I personally love their products. I know not everybody does. Their bourbon stuff, really good. They have like their own barrel aged. They age their bourbon, then they age their old fashioned cocktail syrup in their bourbon barrels, and then they sell it out of that. Really good stuff. But then you have Manifest whiskey, which they're still young. They still got a lot of growing to do, in my opinion, but makes a really good rye. Definitely makes a really good rye. Their bourbon's not up to par yet, in my opinion. That's just, I'm not trying to talk shit. It's just not. So, respectfully, the rye is where it's at, though. But man, like losing both of those two would suck. I just think like if I look at those and I look at look at Still Austin, Redwood Empire, if you told me like, could you drink those or could you drink Jack? I'd rather have the Jack. So that's just as of today. Like obviously as both categories grow and decrease and stuff like that, like maybe my views change, but I think as of today, I'd be going Legacy. I wouldn't like it though. I'd be kind of mad because I love some craft whiskey. Chad says, I got the 127.2. I hear the 127.4 is better. I haven't had it yet. I know. It kind of was like the buzzkill. When I got it, I was pretty pumped. And they're like, oh, the one that has 0.4 proof or 0.2 proof points more than that bottle is way better. I go, what the fuck? Because I thought I was getting like a little golden treasure. Then people brought me back down to earth. It's still phenomenal, by the way. Like the one that me and you have is really good. It's just not apparently what everybody else likes. Whatever. Hooper says, yes, Still Austin, New Riff, etc. are great, but losing JD, Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, MGP, Old Foresters would be too much. And would you consider losing them? Would you consider losing them crippling NDPs too? That's a great point too, right? Can you imagine what would happen if Legacy went away and you included MGP in it, right? All the NDPs, non-distilling producers are going to go away too because that's part of Legacy. It's just the juice. They're doing aging in it though, right? So like Penelope, for example, they're going to be gone, right? Like if you get rid of Legacy. Some of Nulu stuff, shit, fucking some of Rare Character, they're gone. Not all of them. Rare Character kind of splits it up kind of nice, but there's a lot of brands that are using MGP as just a frontman that are just disappearing that you may not even realize if you get rid of Legacy. John says, Chad Johns, paid $194 for it when it usually goes for $399. See? I paid free $99 for it, so it was a gift for my birthday, like months ago. So I liked it even more because I didn't have to pay for it. John says, "Do you know what distilleries are in Dallas area that I can visit? I feel like I'm missing out on some knowledge." In Dallas, there's a lot of people that watch this channel that are in Texas. I don't know everything about Texas. I know in Austin, Texas, there's Still Austin. There's got to be. I don't know where Garrison Brothers are, but they're probably in Houston if I had to guess. George says, Old Forester 1920. Ooh, that's a good bottle, though. That would be gone with Legacy, too. Jet says, Old Forester 1920 is hard to beat. Old Forester 1920 was one of the first higher proof bottles that I had. It's also the first bottle that I had that I got like a hardcore banana note, like just straight up banana. It's not banana bread, because I know that's kind of a Jack thing, but banana note, 1920. Hooper says 1910 is my original fave. I love the debate between the Woodfords and 1910. 1910 never really beat out Woodfords for me, but I can see where people like that one, like just preference-wise. Chad says 1924 is a great Old Forester. It is. 1924 I just got the email like a couple months ago saying that they're re-releasing it. My short on 1924 has been popping off lately, probably because of that. People are like, "Oh, you can't find it." I go, you just gotta wait. It's gonna hit the market here in the next few months because they're re-releasing it. So keep your eyes peeled. I have a feeling, in my opinion, if they're re-releasing it, they're probably gonna like mass produce the re-release, probably crank up the price like an extra $5 or $10, and just send it. It's gonna be everywhere, and that's what I'm guessing. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what the outcome is going to be of it, but you never know. Jet says in Dallas. Damn, I can't even read that. Ironute, Bent are doing some unique stuff. Bent, I hear a lot of good things about Bent. SSR says I'll give 1910 a try, then 1920. Thank you. Yeah, that's a proper order too. 1910, give a good introduction to the Old Forester lineup. Old Forester 100 proof too is a good option. 1920 is like when you're ready for that little proof action. One thing that's really cool about Old Forester is all of their offerings are like fairly different, but with like the hint over top that you know it's Old Forester. It's kind of what I think about Jack. Like Jack's offerings are fairly different, but it has that like scent of Jack Daniels over top. So really, really good distillery too. Old Forester would be in that legacy distilleries that would be gone too. Yeah, bro, you gotta go legacy, right? Like you can't like craft is phenomenal, but like I think legacy just has it. Let me check the poll. Henry says this is AI. You caught me. I am a robot. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on, let's hit him with a.
Yeah, pour it up.
Cut the music. Cut the music. Is this AI? Why do I always get that comment? I'm not AI. The Jack Heritage Toasted is fire. I just drank that earlier. I have kind of like I love Jack Daniels, by the way. I kind of just have a little bit of mixed reviews on it. I think it's good. The part that throws me off is like I did a blind of like Toasted and Double Oaks, and the Jack won. Weirdly enough, and because I was like, this is phenomenal, but the only time I've ever been like, this is phenomenal, like just top tier shit, is in that blind. In other blinds, like or other pouring, I don't get those same notes. It doesn't like really like sing the same way. And I love Jack Daniels, so it's like if anything, you'd think I'd be biased the other way. It's got a little bit of a harshness on the toasted part that just doesn't hit for me. But it also doesn't remind me of Jack as much as like a normal Jack Daniels product. I think that's probably what it is. Uh-oh. George says, Jet, isn't Iron Root in Michigan? SSR says, I live in Cali. I do see a lot of that bottle. I do see a lot of the bottle that are hard to find, like 5 liquor stores. So many wetters. What? Old Forster, Elijah Craig, and so many others a lot of people say are hard to find. California is like this weird mixing pot. Like you can find some things that are hard to find on the East Coast. Like in California, you should be able to find like this entire shelf fairly easy. Like this whole shelf's Redwood Empire, excluding the rare characters, you should be able to find. Iron Fish is Michigan. Ooh, okay. But yeah, there's definitely gonna be some that you're gonna find easier in California, especially because California is a big state. They get a lot more than, let's say, Michigan. You know, so yeah, you can find some stuff. Old Forster's great. Elijah Craig's great. Elijah Craig I love around the holidays because you can always get a really good gift set for like cocktails for Elijah Craig. Chad says the 10 and the 12 are obviously better, but Heritage is a good offering. I'm not saying 10 and 12 aren't. Heritage is a great offering. I'm just being nitpicky about it. It's just not my favorite, and I think that's why. Because I was hoping it was going to be like one of my favorites. It's just not. It's really good though. It's a good toasted. You know, the 10 and the 12 are. I've never even had the 12, but the 10 is phenomenal. Tron says ChatGPT could never. It would probably pour rum and call it whiskey because it's brown. You're right. ChatGPT could never produce a beer this good either, though. I'm just saying. Jet got sensitive. He says Iron Root Republic Distilling in Denson, Texas. 210 Native says Iron Root Distillery in Texas. Maybe because a lot of people where I live like tequila than whiskey. Yeah, tequila's been on this rise though, right? Because tequila was dead for a while. Then they started seeing the bourbon boom, and tequila started matching a couple things that are really cool in whiskey, which is some of them started doing like exclusives, some of them started doing finishing, some of them started doing higher proof like Lalo's, and now it's been like this rave of tequila. And tequila is also more for like the health crowd too. Less calories in tequila, so a lot of people gravitate towards that. But if you're in a spot that people really love tequila, the whiskey is going to take kind of the wayside. You know what I mean? Which allows people that do like whiskey to really capitalize on it. I'm not opposed to tequila, but it's just not my favorite because the way like I would drink tequila is one of two ways. I'm either taking shots with like lime and salt, like Patron, or I'm drinking a margarita. And if I'm drinking a margarita, I'm not really being health conscious. So why the fuck if I'm drinking that when I could just drink whiskey straight up? It's the same thing, like calorie wise. So if I'm focused on calories, I'm not really drinking it the way it's supposed to be anyway. Now Lalo's I did do on this channel too, which is funny. It's a limited edition, high proof. I think it was like 115 proof tequila, if I'm not wrong. Really good, really good. I was impressed. But I would only drink that during the summer. Now summer's coming up. The wife loves tequila during the summer too. So, but she's not a fan of high proof. So, going to subscribe to you. Thank you for all the tips. Dang, bro, you were already subscribed? I thought you'd been here, bud. My bad. But you're welcome. We're here for the tips. We go live almost every Friday. I take a couple weeks off here and there just because I like to take breaks. You know, my life's crazy, busy, hectic, but normally we try to produce some content that actually educates some people on some stuff. But I've been lazy. That's just my answer. I've been lazy. I'll get better, I promise. I do have a Panthers channel for hockey that I've been lazy on too, but if you guys like hockey stuff and want to go watch that, feel free to go head over there. Jacob says, yo, better late than never, I guess. Yo, Jacob, you're late. Better late than never, but you're getting a tardy slip. That's not the thing I was looking for, but no, Chad, I've never had that. I mean, not that I would be opposed to it, but I don't really buy too many like specialty tequilas. I'm pretty basic with tequila because like my wife doesn't. There's two ways of drinking alcohol, right? You have it the way I do it, which is I like to taste it. I like to appreciate it. I don't drink it super fast. I really want to like nerd out about the alcohol and really kind of enjoy the craftsmanship of it. And then you have how everybody else drinks alcohol, which is like, does it fuck you up? Yeah, cool. Let's drink it really fast. Let's try not to taste it. My wife is like I don't want to taste it. I just want to get a buzz. And that's cool, you know, for her. But she'd be the one drinking the tequila. If I went and bought an expensive tequila, she's not going to taste it. She's going to drink it real fast. The only thing that I'm going to see is the money go out of my bank account fast and her ask for another bottle. So I usually buy her like 818 tequila or Patron or something like basic. Last time I got Lalo's, it was an expensive bottle, but she drank the piss out of it. And I was like, hey. I was like, slow down. She goes, no, it doesn't matter. I go, there's extra 30 proof points than you're used to, lady. Calm down. So maybe during the summer, maybe we like dabble into a couple tequilas, maybe a couple rums, maybe switch it up a little bit. We'll have to see. I mean, my thing is bourbon, whiskey. I don't really care to venture off, but if you guys want to see some tequila and some rum stuff, we can always dabble into it. SSR says, had too much tequila, that's why I'm getting into whiskey. I think that's how everybody goes, right? You start off young, drinking whatever you get your hands on. You move to vodka because that's what was cool in college, and then you go to tequila because that's like the most common thing people drink, and then you move to whiskey and bourbon when it's time to like really like drink like an adult, in my opinion. You know how classy it is to go to like a fancy restaurant, go, let me get an old fashioned. And they make you a good old cocktail and you're like, there we go. Nothing better. Let's see. Let me check that poll. Ooh, way closer than I thought. Way closer than I thought. 51% or 57% says legacy whiskey. 43% says craft whiskey. Way higher than I thought it was going to be. I thought legacy was going to run away with it. But, I mean, some people don't like Jack Daniels as much. Maybe some people don't like Buffalo Trace as much. Maybe people are like in love with the craft, and that's a good testament to craft, even with like not that many votes, but like for almost half the people say, hey, like I'd rather keep craft. I think people really like the more, you know, mom and pop bed and breakfast style whiskeys, you know. SSR says, every party I go to all have tequila. Got tired of it. I get that. It's cheaper. You know what I mean? Most of the time you can get really cheap whiskey. Really cheap tequila and really cheap vodka because you're just going to power it down with mixers anyway. You get really cheap whiskey, you can tell. People can't tell with the other ones that as much, I would say. You can still tell, but when I was growing up, like cheap whiskey was like the thing. Don't know why. Or cheap rum, like Captain Morgan was like a big thing when I was growing up. When I was growing up, Crown Royal was like a luxury, so. Cooper said, had some pretty good tasting añejos. I think that's how it's pronounced. Tequilas, but unfortunately, it still smells like tequila. Yeah, well, it's tequila. I will say a completely different topic, gin, right? I kind of like gin. Not like enough to like go buy a bunch, but the local distillery here in Jacksonville, Manifest, they have a barrel-aged gin and a Florida gin. The gin, just like their vodka, kind of has like this initial citrusy orange lime kind of note to it, because a lot of it's made with Florida shit. So it's really good, but they're barrel-aged stuff. They barrel-age it in their rye. Ugh. Gives this really nice, like spicy note on top of the gin. Really good, really good. Again, I always give a testament like if the wife drinks it, the masses would drink it because she's not a whiskey fan, but it's aged in whiskey, and again, she drank the shit out of it. Tron says, need to try Scotch SSR, way more flavor profile. You know, Tron, I understand there's people that's going to definitely agree with you, but I am not one of them. Every Scotch I've had, I've disliked, but not that I've tried a million. So eventually, maybe I'll get on that train, but not today. Chad says, tequila aged in used bourbon barrels for at least 3 years are my favorite. See, that sounds like a good time. I think if I ever got in tequila like pretty heavily, it would be something like that. Like some aged in bourbon or aged in rye tequila really could get me on board with trying more. All right, let's do like one more pour before we kind of end it for the night. So what are you guys thinking? I always kind of end on something like bougie, like Russell's 15 or Still Austin, but if you guys have any recommendations for final pours of the night, drop them below. And we'll get the pouring. Jet says, found some barrel-aged gin that was really good, especially if they lean more citrus. Yeah, Jet, the one here in Jacksonville. Barrel-aged gin at Manifest. it's not like heavy notes, by the way, right? It's talking like a light lime note and a really light like orange note. That's just enough that's noticeable, but really, really good. George says smoke eye hill. I don't have any of that. Still awesome blue corn. Chad, you're a dick. I don't have any blue corn. I'm really depressed about it too, to be honest. Like the still awesome blue corn, I wanted it last year, didn't get it. This year I was dialed in too, bro. I literally was sitting here. I had my computer up, I had my phone up, I was refreshing, and it sold out within like a millisecond. So I missed it. I have the still awesome red corn. The red corn's really good, but I know the blue corn's better. This one is which year is this? This is summer of 2024. 100 proof, 5-year age, red corn, bourbon whiskey. Bro, come on, camera, what are we doing? There we go. Eagle Rare. I do have some Eagle Rare. Love me some Eagle Rare. Jet says, I had Russell's 13 for the first time in January, and it's by far the best pour I've had personally. I can only imagine Russell 15. If you like Russell, so Russell's 15 and Russell 13 are drastically different. It still has that Russell's profile, but the 13 is definitely more dessert and traditional bourbon notes. I would say like vanilla, caramel, cinnamon, kind of like maybe a little bit of chocolatey, nice proof. You know what I mean? Like it's a nice pour for sure. But the 15 is very much like red fruit, like some sweetness on some like burnt brown sugar. I can't remember all off the top of my head, but like it's very much like lighter with more punchy red fruit. Really good. They're both great, but Russell 15 is definitely better for sure. 13 is really good though. Red corn is good. I mean, I could fuck with the red corn right now. I feel like, to be honest, like the Eagle Rare, I drink Eagle Rare all the time off stream. Like you can tell, like I held this bottle for a while. Like it's definitely getting down. But Eagle Rare is one of my favorite Buffalo Trace products, just in general. So I drink it a lot off stream. The E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof is definitely like surpassed that though. So I've been drinking the E.H. Taylor a little bit more. But for some reason, every time I tell the wife, if you guys don't know, I train for the Olympics for this kind of channel. Like I'll be in the living room watching some kind of sports. Usually I make a cocktail and then I go, hey, grab me a random pour. The wife will come in here, pick a random bottle off the shelf, hand me a Glen, and then I guess it. You know, I practice my tasting notes and I practice guessing which bottle it is. And I think I'm undefeated out there. I always guess it. Sometimes I have to ask a couple questions like, hey, is this a double oak? And she'll go yes or no. Because sometimes like it just throws me off. But the only time that I missed it was last week. And I was already kind of half in the bag, I'd say. And I didn't guess the Old Forester. Or not Old Forester, I'm sorry, the Old Fit 7. I couldn't guess it. I was like, I know it's like 100 proof. I just don't know what I own that's 100 proof. Hooper says, Russell 15 is the best pour I had until WHH 19. What is that? Bro, I'm drawing a blank. What's WHH? Heaven Hill? Heaven Hill 19? Right? George, poured a double oak or a double smoke eye for you. Oh, cheers. He spelled poured wrong. That's all right. I could have read it wrong. It doesn't even matter. William Heaven Hill 19. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know what the W was for, to be honest. I haven't had that one, but if that's beating out Russell's 15, I think like that's a must pick up because Russell's 15 won best pour of the year, right? Did it? Yeah, pretty sure. The Russell's 15 and the Tanger 2024 was neck and neck all year, and it really came down to like I felt like the Russell's 15 I could go back to again and again and again, and the Still Austin I'm kind of like holding on, being like, hey, like I can go back to this, but I just feel like it's really good right now. Tron says that's delicious. Olympic level drinking / training for the win, bro. I'm fucking about it. But also like it is fun. It is fun for me, right? Like I love doing blinds. It's hard to do blinds on live sometimes and stuff like that, but like I can have her walk in here at any time and grab me a random pour. The only thing that sucks about that is I'm limited to what's in here, and I always am like, what do I have in there, right? Like a cheat code. But she's pretty good at picking. There's a couple times she'll pick me some like she almost tried to pour me Malort one time. I said, get your ass out of here. But that's also where I learned that the Larceny barrel proof is way better. Because like when I got the Larceny one time from her, I go, what is this? I go, is this the E.H. Taylor? She goes, no. And I was like, is this the Russells? Because it was like that level of like, it was good. It was not better than Russell's. I'm not saying that, but like, it has this red fruit note in it that I was just like, it's got to be something, right? It's got to be something that I've said that's had red fruit. And she's like, no. I never guessed the Larceny. And then she's like, it's this one. And I was like, holy fuck, Larceny barrel proof? I go, that's fucking phenomenal. Beyond unobtainable? Nah, nothing's unobtainable. It's just whether or not we got pockets deep enough. Hooper says, I had a pour at the distillery. It's unobtainium. Oh, well, fucking shit. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's unobtainium together. How about that? Because I have a cheat code. Not really, but I'll show you if I see it. Where the hell's all my apps? I'm so old, bro. What the fuck? I'm over here going, I gotta make the icons bigger. Wait, what the heck? What day is it? Today's Friday. Why is there no current one? Oh. Never mind. I clicked on the wrong button. Oh, damn. It's not even on here. I went to Unicorn Auctions because you can buy anything on Unicorn Auctions if you're willing to pay. They only have a Heaven Hill 17 year. Right now, the current bid is $930, and there's 46 bids in with 14 bidders. That's crazy. That's 2022, though. Let me do this. Let me remove out the 19. Let's see if somebody put something in stupidly. Wait, did he say 90th or 9? No, he said 19. Grained glass chickapin. Weeded. 105 on here. SSR says, what's better, single barrel or toasted barrel? I mean, those are two drastically different. Because you could get a toasted single barrel, right? Single barrel just means like you're getting a bottle out of one individual barrel rather than a blend of barrels. And usually somebody will pick a single barrel that is better. A toasted barrel is just like an extra charred, extra oaky version, right? To me, single barrel. Yeah, it's like 1,800, I think, on secondary. Ooh, it's fucking $2,000. Fuck me. Wooden Cork has it for 2,800. Fuck me, bro. Fuck that. Nah, nothing's worth 2,800, bro. I don't care what it is. I'm good. Like if I would have checked and saw it for like $600, I'm stupid enough. I'd do something stupid, you know. $2,800, never catch me doing it. Single barrel for me, SSR. Yeah, like I think to me, like single barrel is definitely better. But you could find a single barrel toasted that you maybe like love. You never know, right? It's just oh shit, that fucking chair moved. Make sure you're looking at the William Heaven Hill 19, not the Heaven Hill 19 or 90. All right. Hold on, let me look. They don't even have it on there. I think I just saw the entire antique collection for 4,000 though. Why is that not popping up? What the fuck is going on? Bro, they got a 30-year Japanese Hibiki for fucking 2,100 on here. Yeah, I was right. It does have the entire antique collection. Eagle Rare 17, Saz, Stag Jr., William, LaRue, and Handy for $44.25 right now. That's like 900-ish a bottle. That's kind of brutal. They also have the Prohibition collection for 2024, the 375 milliliter bottles. The 5 bottles right now are going for 1,400. That's like yeah, can't be worth it, you know. Fuck that. What's one of the best single barrels you've tried? Russell Reserve. Russell Reserve single barrel is still one of the best single barrels I've ever had in general. Now you can count like yeah, depends. Like you can count technically the Jack Daniels, the single barrel proofs, because they are from single barrels, but those are so dialed in, they're the same almost every time. But the Russells, Russell Reserve, they're 110 proof, usually like $80. They're really, really good. But like it just depends on what your profile is. The Russell Reserve is one of my favorite ones, but you know I've had some like Still Austins that are great. The Four Roses, still phenomenal. You get a little bit more creative with like what's this one? Chattanooga. Yeah, I have a Chattanooga straight bourbon whiskey, 120 proof. That's also like phenomenal. Shai says nothing's worth more than 600. I know, but like sometimes I'd be getting crazy. $60 for a pour at the distillery. I mean that's a lot for a pour, but I get what you mean. Tron says if you buy that for 2,800, I can get some oceanfront property in Arizona for sale. Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it, bud. Single barrel antique 107 non-chilled filter. I haven't had one. Jet says Jack Daniels and Russells are the king of single barrels. I rest my case. The Four Roses is phenomenal. The only issue with Four Roses single barrels is they've been going up in price. Where most places, if you find like a store pick or a single barrel or anything like that, usually they go for like $80. Now the Four Roses have been going for like $100 or 110. I've seen 120. I bought this one a little over a year ago. Right? Maybe not. No, it can't be. I don't know, bro. I lost track. I lose track of all my bottles in here because like I like to hang on to them, but I also like to drink them. It could have been not this December, but the last December. But it also could have been like real recent. I lost track. But this one, what the fuck? My other battery died. My bad, gents. My bad. Let me swap us out. How has this one died? That's crazy. We haven't been live that long. Is it not going to pop back on? Uh-oh. Did the camera break? Oh man, that battery is dead too that I just put in there. Well, let me swap out another. Oh, that one's almost dead too. What the heck? They're all dead. What happened here? Okay, we'll ride with that for now. Holy shit. Never had batteries die on me like that. That's crazy. All right, we'll wrap it up though. We won't stay too much longer. Which Four Roses? So this one I have here, which I really, really like. This one's 11-year, 3-month age, OESF. Mash bill on it, 75% corn, 20% rye, and 5% malted barley. Now, I like how they give you this like little list, a breakdown of what the mash bills are. So OESF is a mint and fruity and full body. To me, like that kind of hits all the mark because Four Roses already is kind of spicy. There's another one, OBSF, that's mint, fruity, spicy, and full body. I feel like I would really like that one as well. But did I just pour this? Bro, I can't. No way, right? I can't smell and I can't tell. I can't tell. I think that's Four Roses, right? Yeah, it's gotta be. I probably just fucked up there. Chad says, always a pleasure talking bourbon and having a sip with all of you. Great weekend. See you on the next one. Chad, appreciate you stopping by. Of course, buddy, we will be live next week, so make sure you stop by, have a little drink with us. Four Roses, blah, blah, blah. This is, if there is more than one, then I don't know. Yeah, there's like a million different Four Roses, which is always kind of the hard thing. That's why I always say, like, look up this little chart. It says 10 recipes for Four Roses. You want to, like, pick out what you feel is, like, the best fit for you, whether if it's mint, fruity, and full body, or maybe it's floral, spicy, and medium body, right? I say grab one, and then you can kind of gauge from there. Like, don't be too picky, because they're all good. It's just me, like, personally, I love mint, and I love fruit. That's got to be a given. I got full body with there. Would I love a little spice in there? Sure, but Four Roses is already kind of spicy, so this OESF is really good. The mash bill on it is pretty fair as well. Look for 20% rye, 5% malted barley, 75% corn. Yeah, I knew I fucked that up. Proof on this, 122 proof. So really good proof. Barrel number 90-4E from Warehouse NS. It's single barrel strength Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, distilled and aged by Four Roses Distillery LLC. I just like reading the whole thing sometimes. OESK for me. Okay, let me check it. OESK. Spicy and full body. Okay. See, I like a little fruit though. So funny enough, like Four Roses, not this bottle, but I had the regular, like basic version of Four Roses for the bourbon at my wedding. I had them make old fashions with it. It turned out really good. They had their own like little fancy cocktail syrup that they paired with it. It was phenomenal. The only thing I would have done different is order less because we had so much extra because I ordered so many bottles. I just, within the past year, threw out my last bottle. I think I have like 5 left over after the wedding. And we got married in 2022. So It's been about 4 years. Hooper says, I like OESO, but never had a recipe I didn't like. Didn't at least like. Yeah, I think Four Roses is one of those brands where they're not going to miss no matter what they give you. But some of them are definitely going to be better than others. So he said OESO, which is fruity, red berries, medium body. Little red berries in the tag. You know that thing's got some really, really strong red fruits on there. What do you think about OFC? Is that what he's trying to say? Or UFC? OFC, I mean, I'm sure it's good. I probably will never try it because it's a little out of price range for me, but you never know. Jet says OESV has been his favorite so far. I love looking it up after people read it. OESV is delicate fruit, fresh, creamy. Bro, when you read them off, like they just sound phenomenal, right? Because you think a little fresh, there's got to be a little fresh herbs in there. Delicate fruit, I'm thinking something a little maybe exotic like plums, right? And then creamy, I just feel like that just kind of pairs up. Yeah, OCF. Bro, I'm dying. Just in case anybody didn't know, I am dyslexic. It is hard for me to read sometimes. So when you guys type things weird, I mean, I'm gonna fuck it up for sure. What do I think about OCF is still the same thing. It's probably something I'm never gonna have. It's way out of my budget. If a brand hooks me up or I try it for somebody, hell yeah. If I ever see it in a bar where the pour is like decently priced, I'll probably record it and I'll post it on here. You know what I mean? I like to go to like bourbon bars every once in a while and have them. I just like to try different pours because I try to like. It's like a weird version of me trying before I buy it. I'll go to a bar and I'll go try a bunch of things and then I go, all right, cool. That's what's on my bourbon hunting list. Because one of the things I'm really trying to do this year and kind of the end of last year as well is I really don't want to buy bottles just to try it and not like it. I want to try bottles that I personally like and review them on here in more in depth, but at least that I like it and know that I'm going to drink it versus me giving you a review that I think is going to be really bad, right? If I try a bottle, I go, oh, this is okay. Not really worth the money. Don't buy it. Like, cool, I let you know, which is always nice, but like at the same time, like, I'm like, man, like what a fucking waste of time. Because then I have a bottle I don't like. I gave, like, if you guys don't know, like, I think it was November when my brother came down for Thanksgiving. I gave him a box of whiskey of not stuff I disliked, but things that I was like, I'm never going to drink this. Please take it. He already ran out. He's like, hey, when can I come re-up? I go, hey, slow your roll there, bud. But, you know, eventually he'll come back down and kind of like scalp off my shelf again. So that part's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. That part's fun. But you know, I'd more prefer to be able to hook him up with really great bourbon that I can't drink rather than stuff I disliked. One day, man, you will. I will. One day. One day I'll get lucky. Now, again, like last year, let's rewind. Not this year in 2026 or 2025, but December 2024. I was saying the same thing, like, hey, I'm never going to try Russell's 15. I already passed on it once. I'm never going to get that. I'm never going to get 13th Colony Double Oak. And then what happened? January and February, I got both of them. You know what I mean? I got them from raffles. I paid MSRP. Like, I definitely got lucky. There is ways to get lucky in bourbon and get some crazy bottles. You just got to kind of stay on top of a couple things. Like one night I stayed out. I camped. Right? I got the Russell's 15. Or I got the 13th Colony Double Oak. Right? Yeah. And then I got the Russell's 15 from a raffle. So definitely got lucky. I live close to California. There's a whiskey club there. I'm going to try some when I go to that place. So I definitely think, like, because there's a bourbon club where I live. It's called Jacksonville Bourbon Whiskey Society. And they do like a sippers event where every weekend, usually Saturdays, they do like this event where everybody brings a bottle. Sometimes people bring expensive bottles like Pappies and shit like that. Sometimes people bring cheap bottles, right? But usually like 30 people go. You know what I mean? And then they just do this giant bottle share where you get to go taste everything if you want to. And it's a really fun way for people to, one, make bourbon friends, but also to like try different bottles, talk about whiskey and bourbon. It's like a more like localized version of what we're doing right now, right? So if you're not in a bourbon or a whiskey group where you're at, just search up like bourbon and whiskey Jacksonville or St. Augustine or whatever city you're in, and I'm sure you're going to find one at least somewhat close to you. And I definitely suggest joining it, right? You can chat in there for a little bit, maybe go to an event that they do. Like ours in Jacksonville, they do their own bourbon festival. They do all types of shit. So I haven't been part of it just because I've been doing my own thing. But you know, this year maybe I go to one of their events, film it, post it, let you guys see it. Jet says, got a drop. Keep up the great content. Have a great weekend, everyone. Yeah, Jet, I appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate it. Again, we go live almost every Friday, so turn on the subscribe button, the bell, all that jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost done for the night. So if you have any questions, fire them away. But if not, I'm just going to ramble on to my my little spiel, my whatever you want to call it, I guess. Here, let me click this. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. There we go. 210 Native says, do you leave the bottles that you take to bottle shares there, or do you take what's left in the bottle home? So you have a couple options, right? A lot of people, let me give an example. Like, let's say I bring the Jack 7. I probably would never, but let's say I did. Most people will leave it. That way the host of the event is going to take whatever home, right? It's almost like a tip. Not saying to do that in your area. I'm just saying most people, if it's a cheaper bottle, they leave it. And they leave it so that way the host of the event takes it home. And if nobody flips out about it, then he just drinks it. But anybody that brings home, or that takes like a Pappy, an Eagle 17, Weller, you know, like anything that's worth some real money, and people do it all the time. They bring some, and it's kind of like a flex thing, you know. It's usually the older guys are like, look, I got retirement money, right? They come in there with like the crazy stuff, and they'll share it. They're really nice guys, though. And if there's any left, they are definitely taking that home with them. They won't leave it. So, you know, it's not anything weird. Like there's a giant table. You put your name on the bottle, and then you kind of, everybody just, the only thing that sucks about, not sucks, but like you have to know about bottle shares is whatever you bring, you're going to put on the table, and other people are going to walk up, grab that bottle, and pour it. And they may not thank you. They may not know it was yours, but like you got to know that whatever you bring could be drank by everybody. So if it's your favorite bottle and your only bottle, don't bring it. You know, like if you are going to be upset that there's none left, don't bring it. Because some people, like if it's a really crazy bottle or really good, like it may get drank to pissing bag. So a lot of people around here, they'll bring like Still Austin. Still Austin cask strength's always like a common one people buy because it's like moderate price, but also still like really bourbon group friendly. But everybody has one, so they don't really drink it. So whoever brings that opens it up, has a pour. A couple of other people randomly have a pour, but then he goes home with a full bottle. But he tried everybody else's, you know. and rightfully so. He did what's right, but yeah. So he's taking his home. Let's see. Totally lost what I was thinking of. Bro, that camera died again. Because we're running out of cameras every day. Running out of cameras. And working overtime. I've never had issues like that before. We have been live almost 3 hours, though, so probably wrap it up here. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you guys like hockey content or like Florida Panther content, I'm dropping the link to my other channel. I have not been super active over there because I was sick and they're on the Olympic break, but feel free to go subscribe over there if you want to support. I do watch parties and stuff like that, so it's fun to like go hang out. It's another version of this, but just more sports talk rather than bourbon talk. So if you want to, subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers over there. That way we can get monetized and get paid for that too. I don't really get paid a lot, so granted for what you will. But if you're into that kind of thing, feel free. George says, have a good one, guys. Great content. George, I appreciate you guys. Again, turn the bell on over here. We're going to try and go live every Friday, but we'll skip a few. I want to make sure the content's at least with it. But I wanted to go live tonight to let you guys know that I appreciate everybody that subscribed because we did hit 4,000. So I felt like it was only fair to come hang out with you boys for the night. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. And of course, I will see you on the other side. Peace.
Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Notes hit strong, low key, smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Notes hit strong, low key, smooth ride. See